to be like, what are they talking about? I couldn't think of nothing.
And then I ruined it by doing my cheery hello.
Yeah, yeah. How's everybody doing? Hey, Bill, how you doing, sir? Miss Karen and Miss Sarah. Sarah. Sarah, we're coming to, well, not technically your side of the pond, but we are going to Ireland. So we'll kind of be close in a way. Kind of.
Yeah.
You can come over to Ireland and see us, Sarah. Hey, Tara.
Oh, sorry.
Uh-oh.
My phone's been going wild today.
My phone, it's acting up.
I think it's the weather, all the rain and everything has everything going funky.
We're going to Ireland sometime this summer.
Into summer.
End of summer, yeah, towards the end of summer. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Lazoria. Hey, Karen. How you doing? Oh.
Sarah said she has family from Ireland.
Oh, good.
She was asking where we're going.
Nice. We went there on our honeymoon like 14, 13 years ago.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
13,
something like
14,
13
because
years
it'll
ago.
be 14 years this year. Yeah.
We was there and we just loved it there. And we've been trying to go back for, well, we tried to go back for 2020 and then COVID happened and then we tried to go in 2021 and Kelsey's mom passed away during that time. And then the next year, the time we wanted to go, my best friend was getting married, so we were out in California and I was in a wedding. So it was just always something. So now we're like, all right, I think we're good.
Yep, nothing else has come up.
We're going earlier, but we're going to go for our anniversary.
Yeah.
So we're just going about a month early.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lazaria said her twin went to Ireland way long ago.
Oh, yeah, Ireland's great. We'll be in like, well, we'll come into Dublin and then we'll take a train through Ireland down to like Killarney. Kelsey and I just like to explore. We like to do our own thing. So
yeah,
we usually just get on a bus and ride it for a couple hours and then get off and yeah.
Find some locals and see what we can get into.
I know people like told us last time. Our friends were like, "You just went and hung out with strangers." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what we do." We went to a Halloween party. We met these strangers, and we were on vacation. And they're like, "Oh, you guys seem cool. You just want to come to a barbecue? We're having a Halloween party." We're like, "Yeah, all right." I carry a weapon, so we're good. We went out there, had a great time.
Well, we accidentally crashed a Halloween party along the way, though, because since we didn't know these people, we went off of their word of where they lived and what house to go to. And we went to a house, we walked up, we said a few names, started talking to people. We were there a good 30 minutes before we realized we're at the wrong party.
We're like, the lady's name was Kim. We're like, yeah, we're looking for Miss Kim. Well, there was a lady there that owned the house named Kim.
Mm-hmm.
So it just happened to be down the street and the wrong Kim.
Yeah.
But yeah, you better turn that on.
I keep turning it on silent.
No, put it on private mode.
It keeps turning itself back on.
Hit the thing.
I did.
You did it.
I did.
She did. It's the one you put on at night.
Yeah, the little moon.
It's not on.
It's on.
Flip your card. Flip your thing over again.
No.
See, because she doesn't. She don't take my advice. And then at 2 a.m, she'll get a text message and it'll go off. And she should have listened to Josh.
We're all good. They said it's a ghost turning it back on.
Who else come? I can't read
that. So they are all saying hello. Dana, Courtney, Joanna, Jennifer, Cheryl Lynn.
Hey.
Is it Keiki?
Where?
Kakey.
Let me see.
Right? Keiki?
Yeah, KKD. Maybe?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, they said I got it right. Yep.
All right. We're not good at names.
Yeah.
Miss Courtney, Miss Martha. How you doing, Miss Martha?
I can butcher a name really good.
Good. What did you guys think of the last video that we did? Did you guys, Miss Amber? Did you guys enjoy that? Laura Lee. I can't read.
Okay. They are saying awesome. That was awesome. I loved it. It was very good.
Hey, Sarah.
Sarah said, I don't listen to my husband either, but we've been together for 36 years and married for 26.
And he's probably, poor fella, he's probably always right, too. I understand his pain.
Let's see. They said, loved it. It was awesome. That was beautiful. Enjoyed the Amber session.
Okay, yeah.
Terry
Yeah, that
said,
was.
hi, Kelsey. Hello.
Miss Linda, how you doing? It's Kathy.
It was good. The best, I think.
Really? Wow. Yeah, that's what we were. You could just feel the peace there once we started talking to her. It felt different. It was very active. I guess we talk about some of the activity. So,
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I was trying to avoid that, but it had to happen. Sorry.
by the time we got there, it was just active from the get go. I mean,
Yes.
we went to film. We filmed a few videos that day, and it was just very active. So,
You want to tell them what all happened?
yeah. So I was trying. Thought you were going to get into it. But,
Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat.
so yeah, every time we would do a conversation, it was like we heard whispers, like someone was standing right behind us, just whispering something to us. We were setting up, getting ready to film, and you just hear footsteps running behind us, and we were by ourselves at that moment. Leaves were moving, like just stirring up. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And we just said, "Hey, are you guys excited? We're going to speak to you today." And it was that's when we started hearing the whispering.
Yeah.
Started hearing whispering, like I'm standing there and the conversation's going, and it's like somebody's whispering in my ear. So it was wild.
And what was interesting too is right before all of this had started, we had separated. We were near each other but separated, and we were going around picking up trash through the community, straightening up like flowers and different things on the headstones. And I had saw someone out of the corner of my eye, and at first I thought it was Josh, but then when I looked around, I realized he was on the opposite side, so there was no way that it was him.
Yeah.
And so then at the same time, I was experiencing stuff while picking up trash. Josh was too. And then when we came back together, it really got excited. They really got excited and started whispering and showing themselves more.
Yeah, and what's wild is when I got over to the part where like Stephen Thomas is, you heard someone go, "Hey," "Hey," like they're trying to get my attention. And I asked Kelsey, I was like, "Did you hear that?" Because I thought it was her. I turned around and she's way behind me. So yeah, I don't know. It was interesting though,
Yeah.
for sure. So
Yeah. So I saw a full figured person. I saw footsteps in the leaves and then had heard the whispers.
yeah,
And then what was like a recap of everything you
yeah, just the yelling, like the "Hey, hey," all that, and the footsteps, like if someone was running up behind you,
Yes.
but no, you turn around, nobody's there. A lot of that. So, it was neat. And then it was like somebody was standing near us to our left when we were speaking to Amber, just like they were just standing there. Just that's what it felt like. When they said, "I'm on your left," like real quick, it was like, "Oh, we heard that plain
Yes.
today."
Yes, we did. They had said they were happy to see you. The spirits enjoy you visiting.
Yeah, it seems like it. We enjoy them.
Yes, we do. Lazaria said you two are becoming more open to your spiritual side, almost becoming mediums.
Oh wow! You say that, and we always kind of just not brush it off, but I don't know. The whole gift thing, we kind of never really put much thought or anything into, but we are feeling like we're getting. How would you explain what we're feeling?
I would say that we're getting a better understanding of what our abilities are. Would you say that that's a fair statement?
No, because we don't know.
Maybe we're getting a
I just-
better understanding of like what we're experiencing.
Yeah, and it's more feelings. Like you guys don't know none of this, but we found a place that's possibly a hidden cemetery underground. 200 bodies disappeared. They were in the 1700s. Long story short, they ended up uncovering this possible whole cemetery of 200 people. And we were actually going to go there and try to talk to them.
And we had made this decision the day before. So we
Yes.
had spent the day before discovering this place, doing a lot of research, trying to see if we could get any names, like really had spent the whole afternoon preparing. And, then after that, we kind of had our normal evening of like dinner, went to bed. So then this is the next morning.
Yeah, and the next morning, so we get up and we're like, all right, let's work on this. Let's come up with some questions. We found some information, and we wanted to learn more. So we were just we're digging, doing our prep before we go out, and all of a sudden, I got really tired and I felt really anxious. Would you say like very anxious, like a dreadful feeling? And Kelsey got a bad headache, and
which is not normal for me. I'm normally not
No.
someone who gets headaches.
no, and we're like, okay, what do we do? We couldn't think. We couldn't come up with questions. It was just like once we started preparing to go, it was like, wow, we're not supposed to go. Like everything was happening for us not to go.
So then at first we were a little resistant and we like tried plowing through it, but the more we try to like push through it, the worse it got. So then we said, okay, well obviously this is a sign we're not supposed to go. So let's come up with something else that we can do since we still have a day available to maybe go and do a conversation. So we started going down various rabbit holes, looking at different information and kind of circling without realizing that we're circling. And it finally just came to a point after a few hours of, you know what, let's just get in the car and let's just go. Like this is just, we knew we needed to be somewhere, but we weren't getting anywhere. So we're like, we're getting in the car and we'll figure this out. Because we had kind of an idea of a location that we thought that we needed to go to, and we thought we needed to go and have a particular conversation, but we still weren't completely settled on it.
Yeah.
So we got in the car and headed toward that direction.
Yeah, and so we ended up going to a random place, and there's a lot of history there, and we started filming. We felt peaceful. Her headache went away. I felt energy. I felt happy again, like that depressed, down feeling. It was gone, and so we turned on the box, hit the button, and we just said, hey, were we supposed to come here today? And they said yes. And then was it Mary Ellen or one of the spirit guides?
One of the spirit guides.
Can't remember. Said, you're directed to here. You were supposed to come here.
They said they pulled us there.
And you're talking 35 minutes apart from where we were actually going to go. And she said they pulled us here. That was right. We pulled you here, pushed you here. Which is that now it's a word we're hearing more often. If you heard, in Amber's video, you heard push. We pushed her. We pushed him. It's like, I think it's like them saying like they led us there. They pushed us to come here. So
yes.
So yeah, and she told us that, and that was incredible. And it's happened a few times since then, not to that extreme.
Yeah, not to that extreme. So that was definitely a learning lesson to where, we're not going to take that long to, figure out our feelings, figure out what's going on. We're going to like maybe lean into that a little bit quicker and try to figure out like, okay, where are they trying to take us? But I just thought it was fascinating that they, openly admitted that they wanted us there. And that's the reason why we ended up there.
Yeah.
Going back to some of the comments, they had said when we were talking about how we describe if it's like ability or like what we're learning, they had said sensitive, that we're becoming more sensitive and becoming more open to it. So I like that. I think that's perfect.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then Keiki said they are allowing you to see more. They trust you. Follow your feelings always. And then Sarah said, make sure you have protection around you both too. The solar plexus is the first place they get you. That's why so many investigators end up with nausea. Oh, interesting. Um,
Yeah, we definitely stay protected,
yes.
covered for sure.
And then Tara said they're guiding you. Lazaria said, drew you guys to the souls who needed help or prayer.
And that's what we say a prayer, y'all. Before every video, every day we say the same thing. Lead us to who we're supposed to speak to. And that's been when we started this Not Forgotten thing. That's how this whole thing started. Was
Yes.
we just kind of were led to wherever we felt, really, and it started happening very strong, like a pull, you know. And that's how we started this whole the Not Forgotten series we've been doing.
Yes. Dina said, you pray with them, they respect you.
Thank you, Miss Dana.
Sarah said, you two are rock stars in the afterlife. Thank you.
I'd rather be a rock star on the afterlife than on this side, because that side it's more eternal. This side, I mean, we see what happened to these rock stars. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. That's funny though. You say that because they did tell us that we're known. They say that a lot, that we're known.
Yeah.
People know when we go places, and that we travel, and
Yeah.
and we do travel a lot. So that's kind of funny that they say those things.
Yeah. Oh, and I will say that we did record that conversation, and we were gonna release it as video, but then the footage was not clear. It was kind of
Which one are you talking about?
the one where they had pulled us there. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
had done the session. So we recorded the whole thing, but it's not anything that it's not of like quality that we could release because for some reason it was very like muffled and blurry. Like it was
The
just
mics were got muted.
muted somehow, even though we did not mute them. So it was almost like we needed to experience that. We needed to be there for that conversation, but it just wasn't meant for us to be able to maybe share that whole experience, like play by play,
Yeah,
on our channel
the
or something.
the recording, you can hear the responses, but it's more like almost like if we were talking with our mics off right
Yeah,
now,
and like we were like stepped away from the camera.
So it wasn't like, but we do want to go back there.
Yeah, we do want to go back there and do like a follow-up conversation.
And I think the reason why we were supposed to go there is because we did some research. Apparently, at that location, in the 1800s during the Civil War, there was a train crash, killed a lot of people. And at that location, there was a man who saved a lot. He was an inmate, right? Is that the same story, right?
Yep.
He was an inmate. He got arrested in Shelby County, Kentucky, and they were transporting him to Louisville, right?
Well, the crime took place in Shelby County, and then he fled to Jefferson County, which would be Louisville. So they had arrested him in Jefferson, and then they were extraditing him back to Shelby County for trial.
Yeah, they were extraditing him back, and during the extradition, they had drove past the train that crashed. And
no, they were on the train.
Oh, no, they weren't on the train.
They were on the train.
There was a train that went 30 miles?
Yes.
I don't remember that part. Anyway, long story short, he helped a bunch of train people that died.
Yes,
and
he survived the train crash. And so even though he was a prisoner, he then turned around and he rescued a lot of women and children out of, because it had crashed over a waterway. So he rescued them from the waterway.
Yeah.
There were several that passed in the train crash, but he was able to rescue several. So then later on, because of his heroic efforts, all the charges against him were dropped.
Yeah, so that, cause he had some charges.
Yeah.
Yeah, since they helped him out, I guess.
Yeah. So they are saying, they're saying hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like
Sarah
button.
said they thrive on energy from devices. Linda said we are talking about like known. I have heard about you two from Spirits Here. Jennifer asked what state we're located in.
We're in Kentucky.
But we do go all over.
We go all over, mainly here in the South. We a lot in Tennessee. We're not far from Tennessee, and we're Georgia a lot, Florida. We're all over. So
yes. Miss Linda said it sounds like someone needed to talk to y'all alone in regards to the video footage not working out. So that's a good point.
Yeah, and that we had some. Oh man, because we were also running the Spirit Catch. Was it Spirit Catcher? Is that what it's called?
No, Spirit Talker.
Spirit Talker app. And we were running them with each other, and they were so accurate. It's very similar. Before we ever got started, we started getting names, and those names came through on the other app. On the other app we were using, and then they talked about having a stroke, and then the woman told us things about a stroke, and they were a family, and it was just incredible. It was really neat. So maybe we were supposed to go speak to her. Or maybe she was on the train.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely need to follow up.
We'll definitely be back for sure.
Yeah.
Because in that location, there was also a Civil War battle took place there. Huge battle.
And before that, Native American battles took place.
Native Americans, yep.
So
there was a lot
lot
there.
that happened there.
All right, what you got? Any questions? You guys?
Lazaria asks, did you see my email for Two Souls at Middletown Cemetery? Think they'd be interesting what they'll say.
Think so. I'll have to go back. I get several emails. I'm pretty
sure.
sure.
With the little boy with the
oh yeah.
headstone.
Yeah.
And then the other one, we had actually looked for his headstone, haven't found it yet, but we are interested in doing a conversation.
That's actually the last videos we filmed. We were actually looking to do that, and then again we had a plan, and then all of a sudden, right where we walk every time, we find out that hey, there's these stones here. Then that there's 4 or 5 of them. They all say the same thing. So it was some families, but it was kind of covered up. So we weren't sure if it was an original grave or when there was before the cemetery became established or not. But we ended up talking to these people and Amber and all these other conversations while we were there trying to do the conversation you sent us, Lazaria. So
yeah.
So that's kind of an example of what's been happening.
Yes.
We keep making these plans, y'all, and then all of a sudden we're in another state or we're doing something totally different. I don't know. It's been interesting.
Yeah, but it's all been good though.
Been good for sure. But yes, man, we will for sure do those conversations or at least look into them.
Yes.
Lazaria.
Sarah said if your camera goes blurry and won't focus, generally means you have someone or a spirit standing in front.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Usually it just shuts off. And then that's why I always think it's like a kid playing or something. Because then we can ask it if they could stop and they'll stop.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Now we were in Savannah. They were taking my camera and they were doing this.
Yeah. I think it was little Ben was shaking it. Yeah. And speaking of Savannah, they did ask if we're going to go to the, what did they call it? I scrolled past it.
Oh, the graveyard shift?
Yeah.
Meetup? Yeah, we plan to, for sure.
Yes.
When can you buy tickets for that? How early?
I don't know. We should go in and see. Check out the website because we haven't looked in a little bit.
Yeah, I can text Dalen and ask him.
Yeah. They said, Lazaria said, it's like for C fans telling him to go back to Mark to find out his stepdad was a few feet away, 2 for 1 session. So many souls have a unique story or connections.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely, for sure.
And with that, with them having such a unique stories, that's why we want to get those stories out there. Like, that's why we're so passionate, especially with this not forgotten stories, like people that you wouldn't even, consider. It's really exciting to be able to get their story and their voice out there.
It's like the bridge. We've driven through that bridge so many times and never knew that 42 people had jumped off that bridge to their deaths. And now that we've talked to some friends that live around there, and they're like, I've heard that, but I didn't know if it was for sure. And they're just like, what? I live right by there. I drove past that, So it's pretty neat. Now people are starting to become more aware of that.
Yeah.
So, I seen somebody said something. Jennifer said something.
Jennifer said, glad to see y'all are so dedicated to what you do. Keep it up. It seems more the more dedicated you are, the more you get. It's true. It's like what you put out there is what you get. What your intent is, how you approach things, what you do is what you get back. So
Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely what you put out there is what you get back.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, they had said back to the Graveyard Fest. It hasn't been posted yet, so we'll have to
Okay.
keep an eye out
That's
for
why I
it.
couldn't find it.
Yeah, but we know it's coming.
Yes. How many of you guys are going? If anybody in the chat going to Graveyard Fest, besides just was that one person so far?
Yeah, one so
I
far.
think Miss Joanna might be going. Maybe.
Miss Courtney said the bridge was a good one. I really enjoyed. And then, am I pronouncing this right? Beignet?
Beignet.
Beignet.
Yeah.
Josh and Kelsey, the bridge was very good and sad session.
It is. It was.
Sarah said my paternal grandfather was is that Feenan? And because he destroyed family records, I know nothing about him.
Where'd you see?
Fenian? Feenan?
I don't know. The Fenian?
Fenian?
Sorry, y'all. We're we ain't good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you'll have to excuse us. But I wonder too, is that since she is from London, is that a term?
I don't know if she's from London. Don't make her upset now. They might.
Well,
She might be from Scotland or something. I don't know.
UK,
Sarah, Miss
though.
Sarah, where are you from, Miss Sarah?
UK,
So we're not guessing.
Right? Or somewhere within the UK.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kelsey gonna
how
get us
about
in trouble over
You
here.
educate us so that way I stop rambling.
Please.
Sarah said that's the one, Josh. So you got it.
Scotland? Oh, what's the one, Sarah? You're playing games with me now. Playing those head games with me. You get me all mixed up. No.
Let's see. Terry said, I was planning on visiting my daughter in October. I was hoping to plan the trip so that I can go to Graveyard Fest while I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yes.
Definitely. Hopefully, and I think who was it? Is that Soul Seeker that said that?
Terry.
Sarah, I think Soul Seeker said she'll be there too.
Oh, Sarah's from Essex.
Where's that at?
UK.
Well, I know that, obviously.
It's
Near London, okay.
yeah.
You said that like you knew it.
Well, I read a lot of books from around there.
From Essex. Is that near Derby? Derbyshire? We got friends that live in Derbyshire or Derbyshire or something. I haven't seen them in a while, but I talk to them all the time. We met them at Disney World we were sitting at supper.
Yeah.
Planet
at
Hollywood.
Supper. And Josh couldn't help himself because our tables were so close together that he started talking
I
to
never
him.
met a fellow from the UK before, like talking to him. That's like, I don't know, 14 years ago, 13. Right after we got married. We were at Disney.
Yeah.
I met this fella and his wife, and they were from the UK, and I thought, he told me he liked my accent. And I look at him like, well, your accent's pretty cool.
Laura Lee said, my birthday's in October. That would be a great birthday trip. I agree. Yes.
You got to come, Laura Lee.
Um,
Laura Lee, where are you at again? I think you told us before.
Seth is here. Hey, brother Josh and sister Kelsey, all my wonderful family.
Seth,
hey, Seth.
How are you, buddy? Y'all getting this rain? It's been raining here all day today.
Sarah said, nowhere near. That's up north.
Oh, okay. Derbyshire?
Yeah.
It's funny. When I talk to people from the UK, I'm always like, well, where's this at? And then I ask them, and they're like, oh, that's by such and such. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know where that's at. It's like when you speak Spanish, but you don't really know Spanish, so you know like 3 words. And then all of a sudden this happened to me last night. I was speaking Spanish. We have a friend that's a waitress at a Mexican restaurant. And they all know us in there. We go in there, and I speak Spanish to one of them, and then she starts speaking the whole time in Spanish. And I'm like, okay, I'll stick with my 3 words.
I should have been there. I could have told you. Because I can hear some of the conversation and pick up on what they're saying. I just can't speak it back. When I was young, I could speak it, but not anymore.
Yeah.
But maybe if I challenge myself. They said they're talking about the weather. It's been raining the last few days. It's raining here, but it's like a warm rain. They're saying that it's freezing rain there.
Mm.
Soul Seeker said Southern accents are awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, when we went to Ireland, they were. I couldn't believe that they were liking. They would come to me and tell me to say things, and they liked my accent, and I'm like, well, that's funny because I think their accent is awesome. That's cool. But when we go there, I'm the one with an accent.
Now, I do have an accent question.
What?
So, which I think some of y'all have asked this during lives before, but has anyone that uses any of the spirit boxes, have y'all heard any accents on there?
Because we have like an
Once.
English accent.
Yeah, once we did. So I was just curious if any of y'all who use any of like the spirit boxes, have y'all ever picked up on any accents? Let's see.
German. Somebody said German.
Yeah, Terry said German.
Hey, Miss Rose. How you doing, Miss Rose? I hope you're all well. Yes, ma'am, we're good. I hope you're well. How you doing? I know you usually say you work late at night or evenings or something, so you don't always catch us live.
Lazaria said, I have an accent, a 12-year-old and a 42-year-old body.
Oh, it's funny.
Sarah said, you ever heard of a program called The Only Way is Essex?
Mm-mm.
No. I'll have to look at that.
The only way is yeah, look into it.
Yeah. So I guess the only accent so far is German that's been heard over the box. And then we heard English once.
Yeah.
Like I would say a proper English accent.
You said French, German.
Oh, French and German.
Sarah said that.
Zari said, or different language like Norwegian, Japanese, Chinese, German, French. That's why we're like, WTH, did it say it probably in their language? Oh, and a dog. Terry brought up that we heard a dog.
Oh, we've heard it actually a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
The craziest dog story was we were in Savannah and there was a family plot. There's like 15 family members. And we saw a dog buried there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or did I ask if there was a dog buried there?
Well, we had assumed that it was a dog, and then you had asked to clarify if it was a dog.
Yeah, because you see there was a collar or something, but you couldn't tell what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to step into the little area. And sure enough, we said, is there a dog buried here? And then you heard it bark.
Yeah, that was really neat. Sarah said YouTube it.
So okay, we definitely will.
I'll put that down on my notes.
Yeah.
Lori Lee said, I moved to New York from North Carolina. Everyone here says they love my accent. I'm originally from Indiana.
Oh, okay. New York to North Carolina, but you're born in Indiana, from Indiana?
Were you in southern Indiana? Because sometimes southern Indiana has pretty southern accents.
Yeah, we went one time to a town in southern Indiana. We don't really go to Indiana much. But yeah, we went up there one time and met a fella, and he talked like he was from Kentucky or Tennessee.
Yeah. Seth said, or Okie accents such as, don't suppose you brought your truck with you, did you? Or, I'm probably pronouncing these wrong because he's typing them as if you're in Oklahoma, and I'm probably not saying them right.
Like Miami. Miami's in Oklahoma.
And he also put, y'all come back, you hear? I do say that sometimes. I feel like that could be across the South, not just Okie, but.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
They said, I remember that video was cool to hear the dog actually bark.
Yeah, and then we also, when we were filming the Haunted Woods last summer, and we heard a dog, like when a dog shakes, you know, and then we asked about that, and they said he's looking for dinner or trying to get supper or something.
Yeah. Sarah said, I asked Necrophonic if my cat Freddie made it over okay. I heard him meow. Wow. Oh, that's really sweet. Wow.
We've thought about trying to go to a graveyard of retired racehorses.
Yeah. Would y'all be interested if we did that? Laura Lee said, my dad's from Tennessee. My mom's from, is it Vincennes, Indiana? Vincennes? I don't know where that is in Indiana.
I only know where.
Made me think of Versailles, but I don't think that's Versailles. There's a
Versailles. How do you
Versailles.
get a?
There's a Versailles in Indiana and Kentucky.
Where?
I said that's not Versailles. That's Versailles is the only V name I know in Indiana.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think there's one called Vivian, Indiana.
Oh.
Or Vivian or something like that. It looks like Vivian though. Yeah, we went there one time to Indianapolis.
Seth said for the accents, Okie's more deep and fast to where you need an Okie to interpret another Okie.
Yeah, it's funny. Different parts of the South have different dialects. Like Oklahoma sounds different than we might in Kentucky or Tennessee, or the coastal South sounds different than inland South. It's pretty funny. But the South is the biggest region in the country. So.
Yeah. Linda said, we've heard Spanish, another accent. I need to find the audio. I can't remember. That's pretty neat.
I wonder when we go to Ireland if they would have like an accent.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
They're all saying yes as far as us going to a retired horse cemetery. And then Seth had said Seabiscuit. And they said it would be very interesting. Terry said, you guys are giving me goosebumps. Horses would be cool to hear from.
Well, they're just to me, a horse is spiritual.
Yes.
It's like powerful.
Joanna said, what do you think you would get?
From a horse?
From a horse. Well, like you were just saying, horses are pretty...
Hopefully Mr. Ed's there. I want to talk to Mr. Ed, y'all.
I mean, my personal experience with horses, they've always been very, like, intuitive. Like, they can read you very well, almost human-like.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, like, sensitive. They're very, like, sweet a lot of the times, very kind.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it'd be fascinating.
Well, with horses, they're healing to me. Like, that's why they're so good for therapy.
Yeah.
Especially for kids with like disabilities and people learn how to walk.
Yeah.
It's healing for sure. They're big. Yes, they are big.
They're saying, Dixie Boy watching y'all from New Orleans, going to be Super Bowl tomorrow. Don't forget, there's also the Puppy Bowl. I just want to put that out there.
She loves the Puppy Bowl, y'all. She loves that.
That's on before the Super Bowl. I will be watching both.
It's good to see you, Dixie Boy. I ain't seen you in here in a while, so it's good. Do you live in New Orleans, or you're just down there? I thought he was from Huntsville, Alabama, but I could be totally wrong.
Let's see. Soul Seeker said, y'all should come to San Antonio, investigate the Menger Hotel, Menger, right? Menger. Did we look into that when we...
San Antonio?
No, that hotel when we were out that way before, because that name sounds very familiar to me.
What'd she say it was at? Where'd they say it was at?
San Antonio.
Oh, I don't remember looking at anything there.
I'll have to go back in my notes and see, but I feel like I've read some information that it's like a pretty active... if I'm thinking of the right hotel, it's a pretty active hotel from like way back when. Like it's been around a very long time.
Yeah. Oh, I see. He said he's from Alabama. So you're from Huntsville, right? Dixie Boy's like Huntsville area.
Let's see. Sarah said nobody would say nay to a horse graveyard. I like that. Nay. No one would say nay. Keiki said, I'm from North Georgia, but my granny walked here pregnant with 7 kids following like ducks from Shooting Creek, North Carolina. True backwards accents. Wow.
Yeah, Shooting Creek. Where's that? What part of North Carolina? Is that in the mountains?
I bet Grandma is a tough woman.
Yeah, she must have been tough.
Lazaria said, I just now a few Norwegian words. Take for Moten, spelling probably off, means thanks for dinner. Or Jufta means many things, but can be, a curse word. Yeah, Forgive me if I said that.
Jufta?
It says it can be a curse word.
Like you messed up. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Let's see, Lazaria, in regards back to horses, sorry, I'm a little behind on responding to comments. Lazaria said that they're big. Horses bite me. And then I think those are all the horse comments. Horse bites definitely can hurt, but I feel like sometimes
yeah.
when they're being like affectionate, they'll kind of like nibble with their soft little noses. But sometimes when they are being bad, they'll chomp you, and that hurts.
I rodeoed, y'all, and I had a buddy who's a team roper, and he used to prank people with his horse. He would walk up and he'd just put a little bit of, he'd come up and pat you on the shoulder, but he'd have a little bit of peanut butter on his finger. So then he patted it and he put it on your shirt, and that horse would come up there and just nip you like that, get that peanut butter and just walk off. They thought that was the funniest thing.
They said, so they're responding to how about the Chiefs, the comments about the Super Bowl. Courtney said, I love the Puppy Bowl too. Rose said, in the last video I saw, I think you were talking to Amber. Did you hear them tell you she followed your light and you guys give more light than Walter? I'm so happy for you. I believe it.
I missed the part where it said more than Walter. I don't ever see that being true. Walter's the man. But yeah, we heard those responses, and it blows our mind every time because, to be honest, we've been around the paranormal, and we watch a lot of shows, and we've been on investigations, and it doesn't always get kind of spiritual like that. I've never heard it as spiritual as we've been hearing it the last few months.
Yeah, that
which
really
is incredible.
seems to have ramped up.
Yeah, and that's why we just can't wrap our minds around it. Like, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it for sure. I just wish I understood it a little more of what's really happening.
Yeah. I guess as time goes, we'll get more of an understanding.
Now, did you guys catch the ending when they said a grandma was waving, and then I guess the grandma, it sounded like a lady, come through and said she wanted to surprise us, and that we're always covered, which is so crazy because literally like a week ago, I was just kind of talking out loud. I have not heard, my grandma and I were very close, y'all. My grandma was like my best friend, we were very close. And I haven't really heard her since we've been doing this, and I've just kind of talked out loud, like, hopefully you're with us, hopefully you can hear us, and you understand you're okay with what we're doing. And the reason why I say that to her is because she was huge paranormal. She watched every show. She loved it. She never investigated, not that I knew of, but she was just a fan of it, and she respected it. And me and her would watch shows and all that. So that's why I always felt, and my dad as well. And I don't really hear my grandma come through it much. So I talked to her, and then that came up when they said that, and I thought maybe it is her. Maybe she's just saying, "Hey, I wanted to surprise you, connect," because she's been gone since like probably 12 years or so.
About 12 years, yeah. Miss Linda said that these messages are moving around the room. Sarah, daughter, put something down and then it's not there. I suggested it's the spirits listening to y'all. And then Linda wrote back again and said, sheesh, things are moving around the room.
Moving around your room?
Yeah, so Linda, is that happening now as like we're doing the live, like you're playing it and you're having like things happen? I'm just curious. And then...
Yeah, you heard that, right? Okay. Yeah.
Tara had said Uncle Walter is a nice guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Rose said, but they are angels. You have as much light as I might have embellished. I think in response to her earlier comment. And then Rim in beginning with Walter Dalen videos. He was a meanie, but now he's a kind guy. And then Sarah said, that's because you're becoming more and more open with us as far as like experiencing more of those things the last few months. And then Terry said, I don't tell anyone about my paranormal obsession. We understand that.
We understand for sure.
Yes,
You
100.
find out who you can really trust and who your friends and family are when you tell them something like that. I can assure you.
Mm-hmm. Tara said, "Hey Josh, I got your name on the Spirit Talker. My dad's named George on the same session."
Oh,
And then let's see.
that's funny because I was with a friend named George last night.
And then Seth said, "Be interesting to see you all go find a cemetery you've never been to. See when you make contact with the spirit. See if the spirits already know who you are."
Steph, that happens.
That happens.
Like every place we go.
Yes.
I mean, just go to the last video, the video we did in Georgia. Where was that? Where were we?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah, the Potter's Field. We have never been there.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
And they had said that they heard we were coming.
Yeah, they knew we were coming. Heard we were coming. That happened to us in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
Georgia.
Yeah.
It's happened.
Linda said,
But one place. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
"No, go ahead."
But Seth, it's wild because when we go to these places, a new place, we always, before we go in, when we're driving there, we just ask that our spirit guides could help us sort through and navigate through this. And so it's like maybe they go there and give them a briefing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Let them know, like, "Hey, our friends are coming."
Yeah, we got Curly Sue and Josh coming. Oh, Freckles and Curly over here is coming through.
Miss Linda clarified, yes, now, like currently in this moment, things are moving around and there's a lot of activity as they're watching this.
They're watching this?
So Miss Linda is watching our live, and as
Yeah.
she's watching the live, there's things moving around in the room that they're in. So she's saying that it's like the spirits or somebody's listening to us as like we're doing this live.
That's
like they're reacting.
that's wild to me.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
I know.
Well, hopefully, I know they're good spirits, right? Just tell them I said hi.
Yes.
Miss Linda, she did. Miss Linda, is it the same same scenario you wrote me a message in? Was it yesterday about you heard stuff next door and all that? I don't want to put your business out there.
Well, as we wait for that response, there were some more horse comments, and I love horses, so I feel like I have to bring these up real quick. Laura Lee said, "My in-laws raise quarter horses. They have 70 plus. That is amazing."
Wow, that is amazing.
Do you get to go over there and love on the horses? There was another horse comment on here. Let's see. I thought there was another horse comment, but maybe that was the only one. It must have been. Terry said, "Kelsey, my sister has a Tennessee walking horse named Liberty."
Oh, I love those. They
they're
prance.
beautiful. Yes, I love how they're how they prance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we go to the fair, we hang out at the livestock because we both grew up around horses and cattle and all that.
Yeah.
We always go over and hang. We'll bring her sister with us sometimes, and of course, she don't want nothing to do with mud or nothing.
No.
And I like to be like, okay, we're gonna walk over here, and we'll walk her right through the pig section, y'all.
Meanwhile, I'm in a dress and we'll go barefoot and walk through a barn.
Yeah, and her sister's like,
"No way.
I gotta sweat. I'm not sweating." No.
I guess I should clarify too that I am adopted, so we were raised a little bit differently. But
yeah, that's a sister she found
as an adult, so.
Ironically, lives 5 minutes from us, and we didn't met her.
Didn't even know.
Never met her.
Yeah.
Live right by.
Okay, so let's see what Miss Linda said. She's not wrote back yet, so we'll wait for her response. Seth said War Admiral is buried in Kentucky as well. Yes, in Lexington. Terry said she moved Liberty all the way from California to Ohio. Oh, what a journey.
Wow, that's a ride there.
Yeah. Horses do travel pretty well, I would say. Laura Lee said, "Kelsey, I used to go to their farm a lot when I lived closer and visit the horses." Oh, I bet that was nice. Terry said, "I used to feed Linda's horse Shadow, and he would bite my underarm when when I was trying to feed him. He was a brat.
That's funny.
That's like a little Phineas. He was a little
Well,
Shetland.
well, yeah, he was a
He was a little brat too sometimes. He would, if you were out in the garden, he would sneak up behind you and take your tools and then go hide them in the barn.
yeah, he would. It's funny. So we had this property we were just renting. It was like 20 acres, and the owner was the sheriff of the county, the county sheriff. Really nice guy, and he said, "Hey, do you care if I take care of the brush hogging? Can I keep my?" He had a couple bulls and had a couple miniature horses out there. He said, "Can I keep my horses and my bulls out there?" We're like, "Sure." I'm like, "Heck yeah," because I ain't got to mow. I opened the front gate, let them in the front yard. By the time I get home from work, it was gone. It was a miracle. They ate all the grass. Uh, and that horse, Phineas,
Yeah.
he would come and knock on the window in the middle of the night, like 2 in the morning, with his head knock on the window. And he knew I worked nights, so if I was up, if I was off work and I was at the house, he knew I was still up. So the nights that I was off work, he'd come to that window and knock on it, and he'd want me to come bring him some carrots out there. And if you didn't, he would knock and knock and knock
Yes.
for hours.
And he was smart too because he'd figure out how to get the back gate open so he could get onto the porch, and then he'd stomp on the porch until you came out and gave him attention. And sometimes if he was real bad, I'd dip vinegar in his carrot and give it to him.
Dip a carrot in vinegar.
Yeah, and he'd spit it out and then he'd still eat it just because he was just so ornery.
And then he figured out how to get through the front yard was the chain link fence. So he'd get through the gate, and he knew if he ran and he rolled, he could get the bottom part of that chain link to move, and he'd roll right under it. And there's many times that I got a phone call in the middle of the night because that sucker was trotting down the road.
Let's see. Linda responded, "Friends will be okay. Think happy thoughts. Pray if everything goes together, we'll be in our own home by the 20th. Earlier would be so helpful." And then they're asking Miss Linda if she's acknowledged them. She says we always acknowledge them. And then she said, to answer your question, this is different. They are touching things in the room. You can share. We heard music next door from an empty room. They knock once on the door.
Yeah, so she said that she, in the middle of the night, on an empty room where they're at, that she could hear moving around and stuff like that. And every night she'd hear a knock. And so she said she was going to try to reach out to them.
See what they're trying to get her attention for.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll have to keep us posted.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and Miss Linda's she had some good news with that, with their new house. So that's good. We're definitely keeping you in our prayers, Miss Linda. It's going to work out. Good things are coming. I promise.
Yes.
They are coming.
Terry said my husband tried to steal a horse when he was 5 years old.
How'd that work out?
Yeah, was he successful?
He stole it, and it probably took him and the horse right back to where he belonged.
And then Lazaria is asking all of Anywhere South family what their favorite horse breed is. Terry said Clydesdales. Courtney said Lazaria, if they have white feet, theirs are called socks on a horse. Rose said, I love Tennessee Walkers. My neighbor had one. They're so cool.
They are. They say they're harder to break. They're a little more stubborn. I don't know.
And then Dana said, I love, I always have trouble pronouncing this, Appaloosas? Did I say that right? Yeah. They're sweet.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
No, I had a Gildan when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That was the only one I had. I don't have I like all horses.
I know. That's how I feel. I like all horses.
I do.
But you can't go wrong with a thoroughbred, though.
No.
But maybe that's because we're in Kentucky.
Yeah, there's a lot. We're in like horse country here.
Yes.
Right here. There's a lot of horses. A lot of bourbon and horses.
Yes. Um, Courtney said my sister's horse had a palomino.
Oh, Palomino. Yeah, but I like. They're beautiful.
Um, let's see.
American
And
paint.
then
Yep.
Terry said it's crazy that hotels and motels are so haunted. Sarah
And
said, I always say I hear you, but please go to another light and love and respect. Um,
oh, if you hear them like
yeah,
at your house. Okay.
yeah. Soul Seeker said, we have a very old mansion here in Curryville that is reported to be haunted. Is it Shriner? Schreiner? Shriner? How do you pronounce that properly?
Shriner?
Shriner?
Shriner? I don't know. We,
Built. Uh,
we gotta quit
built.
trying to pronounce stuff.
I
We're
know
making
y'all.
ourselves look ignorant over here.
I know y'all are probably sitting there snickering. But it was for a founding father.
Oh, now do you guys anybody on here? 'Cause the reason I ask is because we've had a few people tell us they had properties. But do any of you guys have connections to haunted old schoolhouses, old homes,
Mm-hmm.
any of that on your property or that you have access to investigate?
Yeah.
We actually have someone in Huntsville, and that's why I mentioned Dixie Boy. I asked if he was from there because their name was something similar to his.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a home that they wanted us to come check out on their property, a grandmother's home run down or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I never heard anything, so I was just curious.
Yeah. And then while we wait for y'all to respond about that, back to the horses. Laura Lee said, I love an American paint. I agree. And then lots of beautiful horse farms up here in upstate New York, several with a few miles of my home. New York's another good horse state because there is a lot of horse racing up there too.
I just had a thought.
What?
One of our friends had a donkey. It was a whitish gray donkey, really white. But we had a guy that was from Germany. He was he was he was a foreign exchange student.
Joshua?
It's not bad.
Okay, I'll let
Not
you
that
go
bad.
on.
I can. It's appropriate.
Okay.
And we 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 found a fake unicorn horn, that you put on. Well, we put it on that donkey, and we told him that this part of America was the only places that actually have real life unicorns that you read about and see in the movies. So you could see him running around in the pasture, and we had that horn on him. And we convinced this guy that this was a real unicorn, and he only seen him in this part of the country. And then he ends up finding out, and he got mad. But yeah,
That's funny. Um,
I want a donkey.
let's see.
Donkeys are cool.
Um,
They're stubborn.
Melissa said we got too many ponies, Bronco and Sammy, and a mule. Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, that is neat.
Karen said I remember riding an Arabian horse bareback. It got spooked and I was thrown off. Seth told Karen you're supposed to wear your breeches when you ride a horse. Let's see. Stephanie said my house is haunted and this whole town is haunted. Stephanie, where are you from? Do you mind sharing that with us?
Yeah.
And then Lazaria said, would anyone want to test a spirit box in a grocery store? Wonder if those places are haunted. Imagine you get someone and when you ask them to give you a sign, they knock an item off a shelf. Linda said, I will let you know when we get anything back from the spirits.
Okay, yeah, please do.
Mm-hmm.
Please
and then
do.
Sarah said, only got my house that's haunted. Terry said, I worked at a grocery store that was haunted. Terry, was it a like a normal, like big grocery store, or was it like an old general store? Like what type of place was it?
Yeah, were their prices out of this world?
Terry
Get it? Get it? It was a dumb joke.
Terry said, I could see them walking down the next aisle. They would pace me as I was walking, plus I could feel them.
Huh. I've always thought it would be cool to kind of try to go in places, normal places
Mm-hmm.
like grocery stores, restaurants, anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and see if you could get spirits. Problem is, the spirit box is loud. It'd be almost impossible to make a video
Well, you
doing
could
that.
use the Spirit Talker app and just have the volume down, and you could show the screen maybe as they're
Oh, we
saying
could do
things.
that.
Yeah.
We could do
Now, with
that.
that app, I will say it does seem a little bit
Delayed.
delayed. So sometimes you have to be a little bit more patient because they are communicating. It's coming through. It seems like a minute or two after you ask your question, but they are like timely and appropriate for the conversation that you're having.
Yeah.
So, Terry said it was a big box store. So that's interesting because I know someone had pointed out, Soul Seeker did, you never know who's deep in the dirt below.
Yeah.
So, like with land, like the land that we're on, there's so much history everywhere you go. There's something that has happened, there's history there. And so then, to me, it's not too wild that like a new grocery store might have activity because you don't know like what happened there before. You don't know what's attached to that land or to that place.
Think about just this area
Mm-hmm.
where we live, y'all. I mean, there's battlefields all around. We're surrounded by old plantations, and they once were plantations, and now it's a Walmart, it's a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much just around us here that like I feel like every store would be haunted.
Mm-hmm.
Then they see some of the prices of stuff, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm coming back. This ain't right."
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Come back and change the prices for us.
um, they did laugh at your unicorn joke, and
Oh,
they mentioned that Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. Stephanie said there are ghosts in Western Illinois University, a couple of blocks from me. So she's from Western Illinois.
Western Illinois. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's
Um,
that close. That's close to like the St. Louis, like that way, I guess, towards St. Louis, right?
I think
I
so.
think if I'm trying to think of the border of what's kind of a tall state though.
Yeah. Stephanie, do you mind sharing with us just a story of something that has happened being in the haunted home?
Yeah.
Like just any activity that you maybe would want to share? Bill said, sometime my cat light starts going off in my room. I will ask if they can set it off again. Sometimes they do. That's pretty
Wow.
interesting.
Your cat. So cat like a
Like a cat ball, do you mean?
yeah, or a nightlight or something.
Nightlight, maybe? Um, let's see. Sarah said a lot of huntings are due to the land. Lazari said, I want a Pegasus, horse with wings. Pegasus is the symbol for the Derby Festival in
Oh yeah,
Kentucky.
Kentucky Derby Festival. Yeah.
Kathy said, I grew up riding horses. Our neighbors had several and would put them in our back field to pasture. I usually rode in Appaloosa, and she would my try to rub my off on every tree she could.
Mm. Yeah, like to run under them branches.
Yeah. Soul Seeker said, we have a cemetery at Walmart. So
Wow.
is it just like in the parking lot? They just built around where that was. Bill had said ball for cats to play with that lights up. So it is a cat ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I
And
see Sarah
then
said something about Mr. Ed.
Josh, you have to go see Mr. Ed.
I love to see Mr. Ed. I love Mr. Ed. Okay. Every horse that I used to come up to as a kid, I used to just try to get it to talk every time. Never did, but
Lazari said, I should get cat paws just to see if spirits are in my home. If no one responds, give it to my cat Fiona. Not a bad idea. And it'd be interesting too if Fiona ended up playing with the cat ball with somebody else, like if it was rolling
yeah,
back and forth, because sometimes that'll happen.
could be a cat, a ghost
Mm-hmm.
cat.
Yeah.
Is that the white cat, Lazaria? I love that cat. Every time I see a picture of that your white cat, I just want to hold it.
Terry said, is it Gabriola Island is haunted? I go for walks and listen to Necrophonic on my earbuds. So, Terry, with listening to the necrophonic in your earbuds, I know you get more like single responses with that one, more direct. So, do you have conversations back with them? Like, are you having a one-on-one, or are you just walking and listening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question. She posts those videos. I like to listen to them.
Yeah. Rose said, I saw one of them do a video about the cemetery at Walmart. Courtney said, Soul Seeker, I saw a video about the cemetery at Walmart. Let's see.
Yeah, and you think where we were outside Hobby Lobby in the bushes at a cemetery. You guys saw that video. If not, go check it out. The Hidden Cemetery.
Yeah.
It's just it was a wealthy family, and that was their plantation. It was, I don't remember, 100-something acres. Maybe?
Oh, thousands.
No more, you think?
It was thousands of
Oh,
acres.
because they got married and they combined
You
their
could combine
land.
them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terry said, I'm walking and listening because the ones near my house are scary.
Yeah.
So she's just listening instead of engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were in Franklin last time and we found an old cemetery in a Hilton Hotel parking lot.
Oh, yes.
The cemetery in the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sarah said the grave of America's favorite talking horse, Mr. Ed, is just north of Tahlequah, wherever that is.
That's in Oklahoma.
I was about to say
that's near
Oklahoma.
Arkansas. Seth,
We
you know
might.
that's next time I'm in Oklahoma, I'm going there.
Yeah, go see Mr. Ed.
Go see Mr. Ed.
Sarah said in a peaceful field. Terry said they told me we noticed you.
Sorry, I just can't I've been in Tahlequah 100 times.
And you've never gone to see Mr. Ed?
I didn't even know he was buried anywhere.
Well, good thing she let us know.
Thank you. Who did that?
Sarah.
Sarah, and she's over there in
across the pond.
in the Essex.
Yes.
Wherever that's at, Essex, by London. I know that.
Yes. She said, please do. Terry said they told me we notice you. Come. I think they're mimics. So when you say you think that they're mimics, you think they're just mimicking you?
Yeah. He said it's not the real Mr. Ed. Why you let me down like that, Seth?
Seth said it's not the real Mr. Ed. It's his stunt double, honestly.
Well, does he talk too? I mean, Ed talked. He's the fill-in.
Terry said we have a mimic here. So it's a mimic that she hears when she's out walking.
Like someone mimicking her?
No, the others.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They say the things I said sometimes. So they're like repeating back, like parroting back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We've heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
We've had that happen.
Yeah, we have. Usually, when it's happened to us, it's usually a male that sounds kind of older and grumpy.
Yeah.
And it's happened at like different locations. And then it's funny because usually the other spirits that we're talking with will tell that one like go away or like leave them alone or
Walter does not like the mimic.
No, Walter does not. Walter usually will come in and shut it down.
Yeah.
So Terry said someone called my husband and no one was there.
Back on the phone or just out?
Soul Seeker said, I have a question. Can you call spirits from other places?
Yeah,
Yes.
Meaning like if we're in Kentucky, speak to someone somewhere else? Is that what you mean?
Terry said, it's weird. I call my cat Handsome Boy, and one day they were saying that I saged my house. Excuse me. Out loud. Oh, out loud in my voice.
Wow, that's wild.
Oh, Terry was saying out loud in my voice.
She heard it in her voice.
No, when someone called my husband and no one was there, she was saying it was out loud in a voice, so not on the telephone.
Wow.
So somebody like called him and they weren't there. Sarah said, Lazaria said, "What if a mimic is just a dead parrot?" And Sarah said, "No." Laugh out loud.
That'd be
And
funny.
then Sarah's saying not to engage them. Um,
No, when we hear it, we just ignore them
Soul Seeker said yes. So asking, can we call spirits from other locations? Do you want to answer that, or you want me to roll? You go.
yeah. And who asked that?
Soul Seeker.
Soul Seeker. Yeah, we've done that. We've talked to. I mean, we talked to a lady in Southern Ireland that passed away in Southern Ireland. We talked to Miss Tammy's mom. Miss Tammy's mom lives in Tennessee, and her mom was buried out of state. So we talked to her. We've talked to Miss Linda, her grandma. So yeah, you can. Now we don't. How can I say it? We like helping and doing that if it's for like speaking, help someone connect to a family or something like that. But we try not to just do it for fun. Like you should see some of the requests. Hey, can you talk to this person? I'm just curious if they really drove this car, or things like that. And we just try to be more. Hope this makes sense, but try to do those conversations that have more of a meaning, like
More of like an intention. So, like,
yeah,
if it is for someone who wants to reach out to their loved one, like, we'll engage in that. And then usually we'll ask our spirit guides for help with like bringing that person forward, since we're not like at, an area that they might be attached to or have a headstone at.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I like to be there, yeah, and show that respect. Kind of like if I met you in person, I look you in the eye, shake your hand, give you a hug, whatever. Obviously, we can't do that, so the next step would be their headstone, where they have energy, their family and loved ones come.
Yeah.
To me, it's like the most respect you can get without being one on one in person.
Yeah. And usually we'll like piece together um, questions, so then that way we're able to, even though we don't know the person, we'll be able to like verify that we are directly talking to them, because we might be able to ask a question that only that spirit would know.
Yeah.
So that kind of helps narrow it down to when making those like long distance conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've had people say, "Hey, could you talk to this person? I want to know about this," and it just doesn't seem to me. They take a lot of energy to respond and communicate, and I want more of an intent, like a more of a reason to do so.
Yeah. Sarah said, "Love you to talk to my parents. I just can't see mom's face. Um, I would love to get something from my son."
Yeah, Sarah, we could definitely talk about doing that. Just email me and Kelsey, anywhere south1@gmail.com. It's on our description of our page. It's on there. So,
Oh, she said, "Still cripples me with pain 25 years later."
with her son.
Yeah, just losing like her parents and her son.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely reach out to us because we'd love to help bring some peace there.
Yeah. Now, just as long as you for sure know, might. Sometimes it's not always them. I mean, we don't fully 100% know, but from previous long distance conversations we've done, I mean, Miss Tamitha, was it Tamitha?
Uh-huh.
Miss Tammy from Ireland.
Uh-huh.
There's two Tammys, right?
Now you got me
Miss
confused.
Tammy in Tennessee,
Uh-huh. Yes.
and then we talked to Miss Mary. Her mom was Mary, so
Yes.
Miss Mary had passed away in Southern Ireland, and we were hoping we get to actually, when we were in Ireland, meet up with Miss Martina, not Tammy. I don't know why I said Tammy.
That's why I got confused.
I was thinking, I don't know, Martina, Tammy.
Yeah.
We wanted to meet up with her, but she said she's way far from the area we're in, and
Yeah.
so it's not like we're gonna rent a car and then drive across the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel kind of bad we won't get to see her there. But
Yeah. Let's see. Go back through the Sarah had clarified it's in the Oklahoma Tourist Guide, Mr. Ed. And then Lazaria said, "I swear I heard Someone say my cat's name. It was just me and my cat in my room just a few days ago. It was weird. Um, Bill said, I've been working up by a mimic, sound like my daughter, but she was not around. Stephanie said, sounds like a doppelganger. Terry said, I have one call my name when I was working at the grocery store here. And then Terry clarified she's not going to engage. Um, Linda said, Sarah just reminded me that if we put more that two things on the windowsill, they push everything off.
Wow.
Terry saying they scare me. That sounds like a cat. Terry's telling Linda, the one that's knocking the stuff off the windowsill, sounds like a cat. And then,
And where Miss Linda's at, there was a ton of history. She's out in Arizona. Her area had a lot of history out there.
Linda said, it's amazing. I know that your long distance calls work.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
It's not us. It's all we get so nervous before we do those just because it is really it's no different than standing in front of someone's headstone. The difference is like I was saying earlier, that person's energy's there because their loved ones come there, their family's there, their remains are there. Something that they love and means something to them is usually there. So it's a little different than just sitting in a park and trying to get the spirit to come through. But we just say put our prayers out there and we ask the spirit guides to help us navigate. And so far,
Yeah. It seems that a lot of you have heard your name called out, which I think is really interesting. Just like looking at the different comments as people are responding, sharing their different experiences, it seems like a lot of people have had encounters where like they've heard their name or like they've heard like an audible
like noise. Yeah.
that's not there.
Now knocking off all the stuff on a windowsill, that'd make me a little nervous. If I was at home,
They were talking about Mr. Ed again. Seth said Mr. Ed's headstone, all the information. I wanted to believe it was the real Mr. Ed, but when I looked into it, found it stated it's not the real Mr. Ed. And then they were saying, Lazario was saying that maybe it's Mary coming through, talking about with the activity. And then Miss Linda was just explaining that there's a lot of history where they're staying.
Yeah, there is. What she was saying.
So. Wow. And then Soul Seeker said, my dog sits and barks at the coat closet. It's weird.
Huh. That is interesting. Maybe there's a reason.
I know that they say that animals can usually like see the spirits better than we can sometimes. That like they usually can like sense that they're there, and so like they'll track them and then like engage with them more just because they can see them when we can't see them.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, we've seen that happen before when we were staying at a bed and breakfast when the host had a little dog.
Oh yeah,
little Maggie. And
I think
Maggie,
we mentioned that, yeah.
like we tried talking to the host to see like because there was a lot of activity in the house, and so we brought it up to the host, and he adamantly denied it and said that there is no sort of activity. Meanwhile, while we're having this conversation, little Maggie's on the floor. We're like watching someone, and like Josh and I kind of had heard something like somebody was in the hallway, and the dog was just tracking.
Yeah,
like
just
whoever
going,
it was.
Yeah, walking. He'd get up, walk around. He'd look her up like that. Then he'd lay down for a minute, and then he'd get up, and he's looking up, and he's walking.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Kelsey and I are in this little parlor room. We see this fellow running on the porch around the house like this, really fast, just lapping the house. That was freaky. That was long before we started the conversations.
Yeah, that's just something we noted away.
That was something that's like, okay, we saw that, and we know it was real because we saw it. There's no denying it, but we're going to keep it to ourselves for a while.
Yeah.
So now we telling all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of folks.
Seth said, I think all spirits can reach out to us, as we have all heard in shifts. Spirits say, I come through a doorway. Maybe spirits can open doorways close by us when they wish to make us aware of them.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
And also, one thing I want to ask next time, because we've heard a lot about doors, and when we go to this specific cemetery, we hear we have a door here, or you have a door here. You can
mm-hmm,
use it. A lot of door conversation. So I wonder if that's kind of like a portal in a
mm-hmm.
way.
Yeah. Lazaria said, my cat is seeing something. She'll go in a weird possessive state and growl, plus looking at something that's not there. That's interesting. Sarah said, I hear my name called when I'm in bed. One time it was like he was between hubby and I. Terry had said that that's freaky.
Wow.
Um, Sarah said, I see a silver white orb go past me last night with my naked eye.
They just checking up on you, Sarah. Just saying,
Yeah.
hey, we love you. We're here with you.
Yes.
You're safe. We're watching out for you.
Bill said, our cat runs around like it's chasing another or cat chasing him. Terry said, I have a spirit guide that went with me to Ohio. He stands up for me when people get disrespectful.
Yeah, his name's Charles, I believe.
Soul Seeker said apparently they're behind my closet door. Because Soul Seeker's the one who had said about the dog, how the dog barks at the closet.
Oh, real quick, pause this real fast.
Hmm.
I want to, because we were saying that, yeah, I was right, Charles.
Yeah.
Remember, we were saying we get more in tune, like more things are starting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Randomly, random, strange, like living like on this side here, come up to us and start talking to us about spirits,
Mm-hmm.
about hauntings and paranormal. And we don't go out and just tell everybody what we're doing and all that. But not everybody understands or respects it. We go to a restaurant or we're at a store or something,
Just
and
random places.
and we get a person that starts talking about spiritual stuff, and then the next thing we know, we're telling them what we're doing and we're talking about it, and yeah, it's
Yeah, it's been
so
happening a lot more
wild.
lately.
It's so wild, I don't know what's going on.
Rose had said, yes, I heard that doorway remark on your last video also. I always wonder about that. So we'll definitely make a note to ask during one of our upcoming conversations.
And then I think we've asked before, but I can't exactly remember. I think that's how they said that's how we travel, or it's how we.
They did say with the doorway that's how they travel, but I'm just curious, since they've been bringing up the doorway a lot more, and then they've been talking about doorway in relation to like having a conversation, or there's a doorway next to us. I guess I want to ask like more follow-up questions about what that means. And I know sometimes when we ask those things, they tell us it's complicated or they can't really tell us. So we may not get the full answer of like what we're looking for, but it would still be neat to at least ask and see if we can at least get an idea of what it means.
Right, definitely.
So,
yeah.
They said, Seth said, yeah, good idea to see if they can kind of say if doorways are portals and if they can help us understand what might the term realm means to them. Lazaria said they probably watch your videos.
That's funny.
And then Sarah said, my kitten's currently looking at the floor, scraping with something. There's nothing there. Rose said the spirits are spreading words around. Sarah said, my guide is Joan McLeod.
Joan McLeod. Who said that, Sarah?
Sarah, yes, that's her guide's name.
Huh. How'd you just asked first and last name, Sarah?
And I don't think we've asked any last names. Maybe we should ask them.
I'm always afraid if I do it, I'll get it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And then
because we are pretty bad with names.
Especially here, there's a lot of like Elizabeths and Sarahs, and there's a lot.
Yeah.
Then you mess up and you get one letter off, and then you could be looking and talking to the wrong person with the same name.
It's true. Terry said, hey, you guys had a spirit say there was a village in that resting area. Do you remember that? That was a while back in
Savannah.
yeah.
At the old the north side or was south side or north side?
That's considered the north side.
That's where we went live, right? Yeah,
Yes, we did
yeah,
go live there. Yeah.
yeah. What they a village? Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah.
do
Do you
remember that.
guys had a spirit say there was a village in that resting area? Do you remember that? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I sure do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I really want to go back there and have some more conversations there.
Hey, maybe the folks that are going to, well, it depends on what everyone's signing up. Well, I don't know how it is.
We'll have to wait and see before you throw ideas
Before I
out
throw
there.
any ideas, I'm gonna wait and see how everything's planned. So,
Yes.
but but yeah, that's crazy. We get to see some of y'all
Mm-hmm.
in Savannah.
Um, Dana said, I had to cremate my husband. You think he went to heaven?
Yes, ma'am.
I would say 100% confidence, yes.
I
Um, and I can say personally for myself, and I guess personally for you too, because mom is mom to both of us.
yes.
But my mom had passed in 2021, and her wishes were to be cremated and then buried with her mom, which we did. And um, we did not reach out to my mom. She sought us out in our conversations and made it very known that she wants to speak to us, that she's around us, and she's also made it very known that she's in heaven. And so I can say with confidence, yes.
And a lot of you guys ask about Judy.
Mm-hmm.
She does know that you guys ask about her.
Mm-hmm.
She does love to be a host.
Mm-hmm.
She loved to care for people, no matter what she was going through. She couldn't even eat. Her last 6 years of her life was on a feeding tube, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime somebody came to her house, she wanted to cook them supper.
Yeah, she always had like some sort of baked goods, some sort of like dinner made, like.
And she didn't have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she didn't have a whole lot. But she wanted to take care of the guests, and she loved having guests.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not just because she'd make me work when I was over there the whole time. I had to hang something, plant something, pick something. But we told her that because she talks. She'll talk your ear off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lazaria said Judy coming through cause audio went bad when you mentioned here. Lazaria saying her audio went bad when we mentioned Judy, so she must be coming through. And then Courtney said, I noticed that, Lazaria. And they said, see, it's happening again because I just said her name again.
Mom? Mom.
Let's see. Let me go back up and see what comments I missed. Sarah, so after Dana's comment, then Sarah said, she told me years ago, I asked everyone if this lady belonged to them. Then I saw the word helper everywhere I went or read anything. So that's Sarah's response when you asked her about her spirit guide, how she got that name.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Joanna said, I used to clean the barn so I could ride horses when I was a kid.
Hey, that's a good reason to clean that barn.
Cleaning out stalls will definitely give you some good upper body strength.
Yeah.
Lazaria said, Sarah, you might want to check your ancestry tree. Wonder if there's a long distant relative. Linda said, if we were in a home of our own, I always set the rules of engagement and boundaries. The house we were buying has never been lived in. I would say that even if we don't permanently live in the home, whenever like we're staying somewhere, we still like set boundaries wherever we lay our head.
Yeah. So we hear some of you guys that do like certain things at your home and stuff, and which is it's neat. It's everybody's preference and you got to be comfortable. But from the get go, we chose to set those strict boundaries. And the main reason too is because Kelsey has night terrors. She's always had bad night terrors, and now that we're doing this, we just don't want to confuse anything.
Yeah.
And you get what I'm saying. I don't like waking up at 4 a.m. to bloody murder screams, terror, scary, just screams, y'all. And that's what would happen with her. And it stopped for, I don't think you've had it for a good year, right? 2 years?
Longer than that.
Couple years? No, there was a few times.
Okay, every once in a while I might have a flare up, but overall they have not been bad.
And she says,
What? What are you gonna
no,
say?
she just says whenever
Oh yeah.
she does it, if it startles me in the middle of the night, I'll yell out, "Hey, knock it off!"
Yeah. I'll be like in a state of terror, and then all of a sudden I hear someone clapping at me. Knock it off!
And I don't realize it. I just like, I don't know.
And then we just go back to sleep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
um.
Or if I hear it about to happen, I'll jar the bed like that. Hey, I'll say, "Hey," and then you won't scream.
No, I won't scream. But then the next day I'll ask them. I'll be like, "Why were you shaking the bed?"
Like,
Oh, because I
yeah,
was about to
because I was
scream.
having thoughts of the pillow and hitting you with the pillow, and then I can't do that. So,
Soul Seeker said, I did a spirit box session for the first high school here in town, and the spirit called me by name. That's
wow,
really interesting.
we've never investigated an old school.
Mm-mm.
I'd like to.
Now, for those of y'all who have investigated schools, do you find that a lot of the spirits that are there are like former staff members? Like, are they teachers, janitors, more so employees of the school, or do you find that there's students there too?
Yeah, because think about that. A lot of schools have some sad stories. I
Like
remember
tragedies that have happened.
I remember in high school, we had a couple kids decide to take their own lives, unfortunately, and one was at the school.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, it's cracking up. Hey, cracking up. How you doing?
Oh, Joanna said when my daughter got married, she came in on a horse and the flower girl came in on a mule. That is wonderful. So, when Josh and I got married, we actually got married outside on a ranch, and we were going to ride horses, but I won't get off on a tangent because we have stories for days. But
Oh,
Josh
we got a lot
had,
of stories.
we do have a lot of stories. Josh had broken ribs when we got married because he had gotten attacked, the robbery sort of
Okay,
thing.
you're gonna just tell them that, and
Okay,
then
we'll
we'll
come
get
back
back
to it later.
If
But
y'all want to hear the
anyways,
story how I got broken ribs this time, you
yes.
tell us.
So anyway, since he had broken ribs, he, it wasn't really safe for him to ride a horse. And then I have arthritis, so I need help onto a horse. And with his broken ribs, that wasn't going to happen. So we didn't have a horse. But there were horses there. So
Yeah.
that makes me happy to hear about the horses.
Yeah, they were going out and getting the guests, and then the guests would follow them all the way to the barn. We got married on a beautiful ranch.
Yes. And then they said, oh, Sarah had said that her son is buried with her mom and dad, the one she had mentioned earlier that she's missing. And then Lazaria had said that whenever we say the names of ones that have passed, that's when the glitching's happening during the live. So she just finds that interesting.
Is that still happening when we mention them?
Yeah.
That's probably your mom just saying, "Hey."
Yeah, saying hello.
She likes the attention. She does.
Oh man.
Someone actually asked if they could do a spirit box session with her.
Yes.
And we're like, yeah, feel free. She'll love that.
Yes.
We've done them on our own with her. We haven't put anything out yet.
Mm-mm.
What
Seth said, strangers talking to you all you don't know, sent to you by a higher power to maybe guide you somewhere. In relation to what you were saying, that like lately, just a lot of people have been coming up to us, talking to us. That's what Seth was responding to.
Yeah, that's true. And we've had people come up and just, well, this has happened for a while, but they'll just tell their life story, and it's always sad. And then let's say a prayer of peace for them, and then that's it. But I'm like, look at Kelsey. It happened to us not too long ago, and I'm like, can you believe that? Like, that person just came up and started pouring their life out,
whole life story out, but they needed it.
Yeah, and like, I'm not saying that's connected. It's just a lot of, I guess, sensitive type things that's been happening in the last, especially the last 2 months.
Yes, for sure. Oh, thank you, Terry. Terry sent hugs. Kelsey, I think we outgrow night terrors. I had them until I was 30. Thank you for the hugs.
Should have hugged her like 10 years ago, because I've been dealing with this a long time, y'all.
Linda said, always build your threshold with love, peace, and clarity. Talking about when we were mentioning boundaries.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then you said hi to Cracking Up. Josh is just telling what was going on to cause your night terror to buzz off. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So now getting to the last question I had asked as we're getting caught up with comments about the schools who they encounter. Lazaria said a lot of them mentioned janitors, which that would make sense to me because I know, especially with older schools, a lot of the times the janitors did work there 20, 30,
Forever.
40 years. That was like their lifetime work. So
The
that
kids
makes sense.
probably went to school there. They
Mhm.
probably know a lot of the parents and teachers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes it kind of like think about what is it like opera houses, theater houses.
Yes. Sarah said there's a primary school top of my road. My mom and my kids went there at lunchtime or playtime. I can hear the kids playing from there. Sometimes late at evening, I hear the children playing.
Wow.
Let's see. Oh, it disappeared. There was a comment I was about to read and then it just disappeared. Okay, I think that's all the school comments. Joanna said, I worked at a haunted store. And then Joanna said, my house is haunted by my family. And then they are asking for your broken rib story.
Oh, see what you did?
I'm sorry.
Broken rib story.
Well, only like, and then they said hello to Miss Judy, to Mom.
Hey, Mom. Catholic Biker Queen, how you doing?
I think Linda's the only one. Well, no, Seth did too. I was going to say only Linda asked for the story, but Seth did too.
Oh, the rib story?
Yeah.
I mean, it is crazy story. I won't mention the state I was in, but that was meant like actual. It wasn't in Kentucky. It was a different state. We were living at the time, and we were fixing to get married, and everybody come to town that lived out of state. They're all at their hotels. Well, we were moving, so I had to get. I had a bank account, and I had to go get the money out of the bank, and now I got a joint account with her, so she's going to take all my money. And I go to the bank, get the money, come out to the car, and this person was asking for help. There was like multiple people in a circle, and there was a older lady laying on the ground. They're asking, help, help. They just kept yelling for help. So I go over there to try to help them, and I have my keys in my hand, and somebody grabbed my keys from me. It was a setup, and they take off running to the car. I'm trying to keep some of the details.
Yeah, you can just do the short Disney version.
Disney? This never happened in a Disney movie, okay?
Make it a Disney version.
Okay. So, long story short, he steals the keys, runs to my car, tries to get in the car. I catch him. We go to fighting, and then I got shot at, and they put a gun to my head after they shot, and they hit me with the gun, and
But
I was
Josh
fighting.
knew he was about to get married.
Yes.
And while all this is happening, was thinking, I gotta take pictures with my beautiful bride, and was protecting his face the whole time.
I was protecting my face the whole time because I was thinking, man, she's gonna be mad if I gotta take pictures and I'm all bandaged up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're hitting me, and I'm hitting this guy. This guy's hitting me, and then I can hear sirens. Well, I look up, and the security guard is hiding behind the wall, behind the other side of the wall. Didn't come help me. And long story short, right before the police come, they point a gun at me and they shoot, and it went right by my head. Mm-hmm. And I had teeth. I had teeth embedded
Disney
in my.
version.
Oh, sorry. It was Disney teeth, cartoon teeth stuck in my knuckles. It was a big thing, and my ribs were cracked. And
his ribs were cracked.
all this, it was
Police
crazy.
came, EMS came. He did not have to go to the hospital. He did refuse because he's a very stubborn man.
I refuse. I'm a man. I'm a tough man.
By the time he got cleaned up, no marks or anything on his face.
That was the craziest thing. I had blood all over me, y'all, where they hit me. And I had no cuts, no nothing.
Looked beautiful for his wedding pictures.
Looked beautiful like this. Beautiful.
Yes. But then had broken ribs for a little while.
The broken ribs thing sucked really bad. And I even had, we won't get into that, but I was going to say your mom, your mom, your mom helped me out when I had broken ribs.
Yeah. So yes, that's the broken rib story. The
Yes.
short, compact version.
And Miss Judy was so mad. Not at me.
No.
She babied me. If I could tell her, I don't feel good, Mom, and she'd baby me. But
She herself wanted to go out and find these
Yeah,
people
she
because
was
she
mad.
was so mad.
because she helped plant all the stuff, all the flowers and all that.
Yeah. So, they had said, Catholic Biker Queen said, Josh and Miss Kelsey, you are awesome. Seth said, you got robbed and beaten. Cracking Up said, it was a setup, a little Star Wars line. And then Cracking Up said, how terrifying. And then, they said the security guy was secure.
Yeah, he secured the side of that wall over there. He wasn't coming. He called the police. He's armed security too. I just get shot at, and he's over there with a pistol. You know.
Cracking Up asked, I wonder how the honeymoon went. Honeymoon was great.
Yeah, minus getting let off at the wrong bus stop. 2 hours now. Apparently in Ireland, the numbers didn't go in order in Dublin, so we're looking for this bed and breakfast, and they dropped us off, and we had to find it. So I carry all this luggage with broken ribs.
And let me tell you, I did offer to carry my own luggage to help him, but Josh, being the Southern gentleman that he is, would not allow his new beautiful bride to carry her own luggage. So this man with broken ribs is carrying 2 heavy suitcases for 2 hours trying to find where we're going.
Yeah, well, what kind of man would I look like? I'm like, yeah, I got my wife carrying. They don't know I got broken ribs. I just look like I'm a big meanie or something.
So that just tells y'all I'm very well taken care of, still to this day. They said, oh, Josh actually had broken ribs, cracking up.
I really did. That was a rough one. That was rough. Broken ribs, I've had a couple times. Ribs broke on this side, cracked on this side.
I was looking back to see what comments I had missed before the story.
I know y'all thought that was going to be a funny story. I guess there's some.
That's why I had to say the Disney version.
That's true. I'm not good at that Disney version.
Let's see. I think we're all caught up with all the comments.
Josh, you didn't carry Kelsey? No, I tried. She wouldn't let me. Hey, did I do the threshold thing?
No, I wouldn't let you.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't do that. I failed that part.
No, I wouldn't let him because I was afraid, like...
Make it worse?
I'm not... Yeah, I'd make it worse.
I always lift you, carry you.
Rose said, I can't believe that happened to you. That's so wrong. Did they ever get caught?
So they got caught. One of them got caught several years later. They think they were from another state. Mm-hmm. One guy got arrested in Memphis, and they think that some of them were from Tennessee, some were from another state. So, but yeah, one guy got arrested. I don't know if he ever snitched on the other guys or not, but they didn't get arrested for what they did to me.
Mm-hmm. Justice comes around, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, they said they're glad your life was spared.
Yeah.
I think that's all the comments. Sarah did say, I'm not going back to school ever, in relation to us talking about the school investigations and the school that was up the hill.
Oh, because of this haunted school?
I don't know. Sarah, do you not want to go back to school because you didn't like school, or because of the haunted school?
Hey, you guys are talking about janitors in schools. Maybe that's why they're haunted. I just thought of this. We had a janitor. He went to prison so he used to breed guinea pigs. And then, yeah, he did. They would breed guinea pigs. He had this old ice cream truck. I'm serious. You don't remember me telling you about him?
No, go on.
Mr. Jeff. So Mr. Jeff, they used to raise guinea pigs and sell them on the black market, and Yeah, we won't get too much into that story, but they used to sell them on the black market. Mr. Jimmy got in trouble.
Oh.
He had an old ice cream truck. So you pull up
Uh-huh.
and you just tell him what, the color of the guinea pig, right? You'd pull up and he'd say brown. And then you knew that was brown. Then if it was, he'd say, which kind? He'd say, I got brown white, brown black. And you'd say, I want a brown white. He'd hand you a little brown white guinea pig. And then you know what they used to do? The reason why it was illegal?
Why?
Because they used to race them without a license. You're supposed to get sanctioned for that stuff.
Oh, you are.
So that's how he'd make money. We used to gamble all the time with guinea pigs, racing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I met you at, actually.
And where are these racetracks?
Can't tell them.
Oh,
It's
because
the internet. We don't get people busted. It's a
Yeah.
big thing down here, y'all. Guinea pig racing, illegal guinea pigs.
Sarah clarify, hearing kids playing up here at 11 p.m. Nah, meaning she's not going to go up there.
No.
No, we've had some encounters with kids that we've shared on here.
Yeah, the kids always are different than other hauntings to me.
Yeah.
And they usually like to touch you the most.
Yes.
She said, shut up. She's talking about the guinea pig?
Yes.
What they say?
They're just laughing at
Yeah,
you.
no, it's Sarah, you come on down. I'll take you to some illegal guinea pig races.
Dear said guinea pig races. That would be crazy.
Yeah, you can make a couple $100 in a night. I'm just saying. I used to actually, don't tell nobody, I owned a guinea pig. And we used to, in the wintertime when we'd race them, we'd try to fatten them up a little bit, but more muscle, So feed them more protein. And then summertime, I put them on that all vegetable diet because I needed him fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And, yeah, we won't tell you what happened to that guinea pig.
And you wonder why the children always come up to us.
Rolls eyes. Miss Terry, don't roll your eyes.
Guinea pig protests, leave GPs alone. They said, I've heard of turtle races, but guinea pig, well, now I've heard of everything.
Hey, we went to the turtle race last year.
Yeah, we did.
In Perryville.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perryville, Kentucky. Which we'd like to go back there and visit again.
We'll be back. Perryville, y'all, it's
Perryville's very...
Look up the Battle of Perryville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So it was a bloody battle.
Yes.
Sure.
Rose said, how tall are you? You look tall on TV. I can't believe they would pick you to scam. They should have known you could fight them back.
I'm only 4'9". But I got tall kneecaps. They say it makes me look bigger, Miss Rose. I'm just kidding. I'm 6 foot. Hey, when there's 5 of them, there's they don't care how tall you are.
Karen said, how do they find jockeys?
Is this a funny joke or inappropriate joke or anything?
I don't know.
It sounds like a funny joke. Like, hey, you know how they find jockeys? It'd be something funny.
How, Karen, how? Terry said, Josh wears high heels for the guinea pigs.
Whatever works. I'm there for the money, okay? If I got to prance around in some high heels for a few $100, I might do it. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding, by the way.
Karen said, it's a funny. Cracking Up wants to know, did the guinea pigs have any backups or weapons of defense?
Well, they'd call their cousins these little hamsters, and they'd come out, and they were dangerous.
Gray Family said, Josh, you are sitting on the wrong side of Kelsey.
I am?
That's what it says.
I'll sit here every time. Always sit right here, Mr. Gray.
I think it's because when we do our intros, we're actually flip-flopped. But our lives, we always sit like this. Did you notice that?
Yeah, but every live we're like this.
Yeah, lives we are, but not
Well,
intros.
that's your fault, because you just get on whatever side. I just stand there, and then you pick a side.
Seth said, dirty joke like there was a Baptist, a Methodist, and a Catholic. Stop me if you've heard this one.
Yeah, I've heard it. Seth. You could say it. I won't though. See, they get mad. I get in trouble.
Terry
I
said
missed that
Josh
one.
is in the front of Kelsey in the videos.
Yeah, she always gets behind me for some reason.
I do.
It's because I hold the camera,
Yeah,
so
and
it's hard to stand side by side when you're holding the camera. But if she's right here, then it makes it a little
yeah.
easier.
And I am a little bit shyer, but I've gotten a lot better. I feel like I really have grown over this last
You
year
have.
with being more comfortable in front of the camera.
And you're nicer to me in front of the camera. She's never usually this nice, y'all. She's not always this nice to me. But when y'all are watching, she treats me right. She treats me real nice.
They said that we're funny. If you dream about guinea pig reaching tonight, you are gonna hear about it.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of guinea pig. I'm not a fan of. I can deal with the guinea pigs, but I don't like hamsters because I have a phobia of mice and rats, y'all. And I don't mess with a mouse. I'm just saying, I don't mess with a mouse. Guinea pig is okay, but a hamster, it looks too much like a mouse. I can play with snakes, but a mouse has scared me. I'm out. I always say if we get a mouse in the house, Kelsey, it's on you. You gonna read anything?
They're talking about Sandlot references. You know the movie Sandlot, and then about hamsters.
You run like a girl and scream at the same time. Oh, Seth. Hamsters don't live long enough. No, they don't. You ever had the hamsters that had like the third ear or an extra leg?
I think
Because they're
those are called mutated.
inbred.
Yeah.
They're like inbred.
Yeah.
I know a few of them folks down the road there.
Soul Seeker. She said you should come here and play with the tarantulas. No, thank you.
Kelsey would be out of the train. Y'all got them, big ones down there. Central Tech Hill.
And they got those scorpion things too.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Terry said, I love tarantulas. Not for me.
They don't bother me. I don't want to hang out with them.
I think if they're at a distance, but if they're close, nah, I'm good. Yeah,
Scorpions.
she said lots of scorpions.
Yeah, I don't like scorpions. No, we'd visit I have some family in Oklahoma area, and they got scorpions. They're in southeastern Oklahoma. They got scorpions. And I remember when Kelsey first saw the scorpion, she's like, What is this thing? I said, it'll sting you. Check your shoes. And still this day, I always check my shoes before I don't care if they was up in a box. I'm checking my shoes.
Yeah.
Anything?
Nope. Well, do y'all have any other questions or anything else that y'all want to talk about before we get going? I know this has been kind of a random catch up, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Or every life we do. Unless we're in the cemetery, it's just
shooting the breeze.
Shooting the breeze. Rolling with it. We like to do these just so we can just hang out with y'all.
Terry has to get going.
Miss Terry. She's got to go. What time is it?
I have to go, guys. It's been 2 hours. See you later.
See you later. Don't party too hard tonight, Miss Terry. Don't party too hard.
Rose said, don't ever get stung by a scorpion. I know a lady who got stung and never got better. It took a lot. Yeah.
Oh.
Because it starts to shut down your organs and everything.
Yeah, now if you turn into like Spider-Man, like when he got bit by the spider, I'd take that.
Terry said, can you guys think about the houses in the spirit world, please?
Say that one more time.
Can you guys think about the houses in the spirit world, please? MOI? I don't know what that means.
I'm confused. Can we think about the houses in the spirit world? You'd let me know what you mean. I'm sorry.
Yes. I know you have to get going, but if you could just clarify real quick before you go, or shoot us an email, because I don't quite understand.
Yeah.
Lazaria said, will you do a future life cemetery?
Yep, we sure will, for sure.
Yeah.
We have some. I'm not going to tell you what's next week.
Oh, yes.
We're going somewhere, y'all, and it's you're gonna be like, wow, this is wild. We got a surprise coming, so hopefully we should be able to go live there.
I believe that we can, so we won't say anything just in case we can't.
Yes, we won't gonna say nothing yet. It's not exactly a cemetery, but you'll see what I'm talking about. But yes, we will for sure be going live at a cemetery. We've
Yes.
had horrible weather.
Yeah, that's why we haven't been able to do the cemetery walkthroughs, but we're hoping as like spring's getting closer that we'll be able to get back out and do some of those.
It's when it's windy and it's 30 degrees.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of snow and ice on the ground too. Let's see.
Once my
Cracking
freckles
Up
freeze, I
said we
can't thaw
love
them out.
hearing stories from y'all.
We got a lot of stories. Not all of them has anything to do with this channel though.
Sarah said, "What do you need to know when I email?" I think she's asking in reference to like the remote conversation. I would say just what you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, just email me, Sarah, and then we'll talk about it on the email. So we're not putting everything out and all that. We'll just yeah, if you just email us and then we can start it if you don't mind.
Cracking Up said, "Do you think that there's mansions in heaven?"
Yeah,
Walter.
Walter, do you guys remember that when he said, you've helped me build my mansion? And some of you guys thought it was him saying like because he's able to help us, and maybe because we're trying to help people and he's helping us, maybe that's how he's moving up, maybe building his mansion.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think even depending on, not to be religious or anyway, but I think even in the Bible they've talked about mansions. So
they have.
Yeah.
Lazaria said Valentine week. And they said, Happy Valentine's Week, love you all. And they were asking date and time ahead if time. I'll say if we are able to do it live, it would be on Valentine's Day.
The only reason we wouldn't be able to do it live is because we don't know if we get service here.
But look for it maybe in the afternoon of Valentine's Day on Friday.
If we can't go live, well, there's going to be some good videos from it.
Yeah, if we can't go live, then just stay tuned for some good videos. But we're going to try our best to do it. But I would say like Friday afternoon. And once we figure out that we can, we'll try to schedule it like as much as we can ahead of time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
It might just be a few hours before we go live, but we'll try. We'll see.
Yes, we're going to do our best.
Yes. Rose said, "I was so happy to see you again on live. Loved every moment of it."
Well, Miss Rose, we love when you stop by. You're always too good to us. We sure appreciate you.
Linda clarified MOI means "m" meaning me, because we had asked what MOI means.
Means "muh"?
Meaning me.
Oh.
But I think Terry is already gone, so we'll have to wait to see what she was asked, what she meant about the.
Well, these young kids with their slang, I tell you, Miss Linda, you don't know what she's talking about. I'm just kidding.
And then Sarah said he was a chancellor that recorded back in the 50s, etc. He channels spirits on what happens when they pass. Cracking Up said, "I want to know if you have had to deal with any critters when you've been out helping souls." We have.
Yeah, well, it wasn't exactly a critter. It was a snake. If you guys remember, we're at the spring house, and I turn around and look, and it's probably a 6 foot to 7 foot snake skin, but it was going inside of a hole. So I couldn't tell if it was just the skin or not. And it was like right behind me. When I saw it, I might have said a few choice words and I was out.
Yeah.
Nope. And I'm not scared of the snakes, but I don't want them hanging out behind me, especially when I can't see.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I would say most of the critters we deal with are pretty nice, though. They're like deer, birds.
Yeah.
nice, like
A
cute
rooster?
things. Oh yeah, we've dealt with a rooster
Ha-
before.
Cemetery has a pet rooster in St. Augustine, one of them.
And turkeys, we've dealt with turkeys. So I would say wildlife. We deal with a lot of wildlife.
We had a
but,
turkey on our car,
Mm-hmm.
and we
Yes.
were about to leave. You guys remember that? We were in Fredericksburg, Texas.
Yeah. Courtney asked, how long was this live? I think now we have officially are
We
like
are
at 2 hours. So sorry that it's been so long. We just have been,
120 minutes.
yeah, chit-chatting for a while.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, they said that they enjoyed chatting. We started at 4.
We started at 4. What time
Yeah,
is it?
it's 6 now.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
So sorry, we got a little carried away just
If
talking.
any of y'all got to eat supper, jump off here. We'll probably head out in a few, go eat supper. I'll take her for some, what do you want, barbecue?
Barbecue's always good.
Barbecue, yeah.
um,
We'll come down to Soul Seeker. Get
Soul
some of that
Seeker
barbecue
said
down.
Fredericksburg, Texas is 20 miles from me.
Oh, I love Fredericksburg.
Mm-hmm.
A beautiful town. We
Yes.
have some good food there.
Yeah.
I love. You know what I love, Soul Seeker? What I love about Texas is you can blend Mexican food and barbecue,
Oh yeah.
and it just works. It goes.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I mean, smoked brisket on tacos.
But you don't
So
get
good.
better. That's like the best of both worlds there.
Yes. Seth said, Bigfoot, being y'all are in Kentucky. There are a lot of Bigfoot sightings here in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
in North
we've
Carolina
not
too.
encountered Bigfoot. Out hiking, we have seen some what people might call evidence, but we've not had any actual sightings of Bigfoot.
Mm-mm.
We've
Yeah.
seen like the what do they call them things? The things that he builds.
Oh yeah, when the branches and the smells too.
Yeah, the smells, and then like we've seen like the trees shredded and.
We do a lot of hiking, and so we would get that. Or if we're out in the woods, and whether we're just deer hunting or whatever, we always try to see if we keep an ear and an eye open. You know.
Yeah. Cracking Up said, I'm going to be moving to Tennessee right on the border of Kentucky. That's really awesome.
You really are for real? Don't tease us now, Cracking Up.
Let's see.
And if you're being real, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
And let us know when you're moving.
Yes. All right, and then people are, and then Judy just came in and said hello.
Hey,
And then
Judy.
as Judy's coming in, others are saying they have to go. Cracking Up said, I'm looking at going to Clarksville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clarksville's nice. It's busy, but it is not. Are you gonna move there, or are you just visiting there?
Yeah.
I thought you said he's moving. They're moving.
Well, that's what it implied, but I didn't know. Yeah, I'm gonna be moving to Tennessee, right on the border of Kentucky.
Yeah, Clarksville. Yeah, you're basically just kind of northwest, a little northwest of Nashville.
Mm-hmm. And then Soul Seeker said, I used to live in Dover, right close to Clarksville. And Cracking Up said, yes, I'm really moving up there, moving there. That's awesome.
When? I'm excited.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're so excited. I mean, I guess because maybe we'll get to see you.
Yeah, maybe we'll be able to cross paths.
Yeah. We don't know. We don't ever go to Clarksville, but we will. If you move there, we'll come visit you. After my foot surgery, I'm out of here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because you're in Washington, I think, right? Well, you'll have some friends. We'll definitely, when you move here, we'll definitely come, because we're about an hour and a half or so away. So yeah.
Sarah was talking about Dalen. I reckon Dalen had an encounter, and then said he felt watched and could see a tall figure standing by those box things you put in graves. Somebody else said something about it, but I lost the comment. I can't find the other. I I can't find the other comment, but Sarah was saying when he went out at nighttime, he had that encounter. Um, I would say the only time we really have done nighttime things are like inside investigations. We haven't really been out at cemeteries at nighttime.
No, because a lot of them here they lock up. You
Mm-hmm.
can't. I mean, you'd have to actually commit a crime to get in there. You'd have to break
Yeah.
in. And then I don't want to commit a crime and film it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of dumb. So
Mm-hmm. Soul Seeker clarified it was by the mausoleum. Then Laura Lee said, I have family near Tennessee-Kentucky border, near Dale Hollow.
oh yeah, it's not far from Portland.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Pretty sure.
So.
Yeah. We also have a Portland here. It's a little different than the one in Portland, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit different. Portland, Tennessee is a little different than Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
A lot smaller.
All right.
Well, good. Cracking up. Let us know if you got a time frame
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After the foot surgery.
after your foot surgery. Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister lives in
Mount
Lake, Georgia. Okay. Is that Mount or Mont? Is that near Atlanta? If I'm not mistaken. Might be near Atlanta, I think.
There's a Portland in Maine too. And Cracking Up said, I will.
Okay, good. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Cracking up, yeah.
Well, I'll ask one more time before we sign off, but do y'all have any other questions or anything else you want to talk about before we get going? They said no, closer to the Smokies. Wow. Lake
Okay.
Mount.
So more northeast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Ridge area, probably, I'm thinking.
Yeah. That's what I would think.
Yeah, that's nice. If your sister lives, hey, you won't be too far. If you move to Clarksville, your sister's there. You're probably a couple hours away.
Mm-hmm. Cracking Up said, I'm in washed up state now. You are right. Yes. And then a few others are saying good night. So
Good night.
they're saying bye, y'all, until the next time. So I guess we will
Okay.
sign off too. Go get some supper and
Hope we didn't bore nobody.
Yes.
We just like to come shoot the breeze with y'all, because this is our only, really, when we get a chance just to sit back and talk to the folks that support us. We want to take that opportunity, because we couldn't do anything without the support and love from you guys. So thank you for supporting us
Yes.
every week. No matter what we're doing, you guys are always there. So thank you.
yes.
All right. Well, eat something good for supper.
Yes.
And Soul Seeker, you go down to Fredericksburg, get you some of that barbecue Mexican food we was talking about. It's right on the downtown strip there. And we sat outside, remember?
Yes.
It was like an outdoor place. It was neat.
Yeah.
All right, Catholic Biker Queen, have a good night. Jennifer, thank y'all so much. I'm glad we made you laugh, Miss
Yes.
Jennifer. Glad we could make you laugh.
They said go and eat some good Super Bowl junk food. That was one thing we did not talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Which we usually do get on food tangents, but I won't open that can of worms since we're signing off.
Oh, we have little
so.
Smokies, though. I love little Smokies. Okay.
All right. Good night, y'all.
All right, bless y'all. Have a good one, and we'll see you Thursday for sure.
Yes.
All right, have a good one.